Gonna bring them to the line way up high to block Ryan Blaney, and at the line, Cindric beats Bubba Wallace by half a car length, and they crash going into turn one.
Cars never won.
Holy cow's right, kid. You just won the biggest race of your life.
Hey race fans, welcome to the preview show delivered by DoorDash, a very special edition because we are coming to you from the Cup Series garage in Daytona International Speedway. We've kicked off Speed Weeks. The Daytona 500 is days away. I have my good friend Kyle Petty. I am Alex Weaver, and we're going to break down what to expect from Sunday's race, preview it a little bit for the fans. What are you keeping your eye on?
Oh, you got to keep your eye on those Hendrick cars.
Of course.
On the front row, Alex BOWMAN 6 times. 6 times on the front row. Kyle Larson outside. Again, these two guys just seem to know how to get it done when they get down. And oh yeah, I think the third place car was a Hendrick car too.
It was.
When we looked at that when it came to qualifying. But you look at the guys who qualified their way in. JIMMIE Johnson. Got that Hendrick connection a little bit, so I'll throw that in. Travis Pastrana, Zane Smith, and how about Connor Daly? They just overcome so much. Didn't even get a qualifying lap. Got in the duels, gutted it out, got some good luck, but those guys are locked in. Those 6 guys were locked in going into them.
You mentioned Hendrick Motorsports being on the front row and having it figured out. 25% of Daytona 500 polls have gone to Hendrick Motorsports.
I'm sure he would like to reverse that for 25% of
all
all Daytona 500s,
Yes.
But he's really close to that mark too, probably.
Last Hendrick driver to make it into victory lane for this race was Dale Earnhardt Jr. in 2014, but we already saw 2 celebrations in victory lane. The Blue-Green Vacations duel were on Thursday night, and duel 1, no surprise, the reigning champ, Joey Logano, is back in victory lane, and then duel number 2, I think the surprise was the number 10 of ARIC ALMIROLA.
I think it was a surprise. I think the way the race played out, that was a little surprise. Not for me so much, because I think ARIC ALMIROLA is a great speedway racer.
Yeah,
and when we look at it, I think we saw that the Fords are pretty strong. But the qualifying races, you can't really tell because we've got multiple agendas going on out there. And I think we saw it really play out in the chaotic nature that the second race played out. But it's going to be tough to beat those Fords when they drop the green flag on the 500. Don't be surprised if at the end there's a blue oval in victory lane.
Ford has won the last 2 Daytona 500s. Well, this racetrack is world known. It is so special to race fans, but it's also special to the Petties. What's your favorite memory from Daytona?
So many, so many. I mean,
Can you tell your favorite memory?
We're talking about the racetrack. We're not talking about the beach. I got plenty of memories from the beach. But I think when you look at it, so many times we came down here and went home with a trophy with my dad, with Pete Hamilton, with so many guys, whether it be the February, the 500, or whether it be the July race. But I think being here when my dad won his 7th, that was such a huge deal for our family. My grandfather won the very first race here on the speedway here. He'd come off the beach, so you got to look at that one. Adam ran in the top 4 or 5 here, the one race, the February race that he ran. So I look at that. So our family has a lot of history here, so it's kind of tough to pick a memory.
Hey, don't forget, Richard Petty could be back in victory lane. He's got 3 cars in the Daytona 500 for Legacy Motor Club. All right, KP, always a pleasure. We're excited to be back in Daytona. We hope you guys are too. Make sure and tune in to the Great American Race, the Daytona 500, this Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Eastern on Fox.